Hello everyone and welcome to the Cleanup Animation course. My name is Christian Maymó and I'm a professional 2D cleanup artist and supervisor. Back in 2017, I started my cleanup journey as a trainee, just like you. Thanks to that cleanup training, not only I got to work at the Spa Studios on the 2D animated feature Klaus, but I also helped training the next batch of cleanup artists within the studio. Since then, I've worked on international projects for Disney, Warner Bros., Wizards of the Coast, and many more. The main goal of this course is to share with you the tools and workflow I learned from working on real and recent productions, so you will have an updated point of view of this noble craft that is cleanup. We will focus on practical assignments in order to improve your drawing skills, volume and line consistency, and most important, what I call the eye of cleanup, the ability to spot mistakes or anything we don't want to see in the final render. I really hope you can find this course useful, no matter whether you are a beginner or a seasoned artist who wants to get some extra feedback about their work. That's it for my presentation. See you in the course and may the animation be with you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Animation Club School is finally back online. Welcome everyone for another workshop that's going to be full of insights and learning, and most of all, it's going to be fun. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you had a good rest and a good week. And you're going to have a good weekend as well. Are you getting ready for the holidays, chat? Is there anything particular you do as a tradition? Maybe like an advent calendar or maybe something else? I'd like to hear a word from you in the chat. For those who are new here, welcome. Giving you a big warm welcome here. Hopefully you're going to get cozy. Whether you're watching this live or in a recording, you're welcome to stay and learn with us. But first, let me give you a little tour of the school. My name is Kata. This is Animation Club School, an online school primarily focused on preparing specialists for the animation industry. We have courses in traditional animation, visual development, cutout animation, and even a creation of a short film. You can actually check the link below for our upcoming February 2025 courses. And of course, you can sign up today. We also see a lot of value in sharing our knowledge and insights, at least part of it, with anyone who's looking for extra learning to progress and step at a new level. So it doesn't matter if you're one of our course students who is looking for some extra material to study from, or if you're just an animation enthusiast like the rest of us, looking for some knowledge to better yourself. You can sit down, pour yourself some warm tea, and spend some time with us. And actually, today we're gathered for a very, very special occasion, I might add, a workshop welcome party. But let me ask you a little question first. Have you ever wondered who is responsible for bringing that crisp, polished look into any animation you've been watching? Who makes those initial rough drawings into those beautiful clear flames that you get to see on the final screen? And as you probably guessed, and you had plenty of hints throughout all of our emails and actually in the name of the stream itself, it's the cleanup artist. So today, I'm very happy to present a master of their craft, as I believe, our new mentor in arms who had experience working on such amazing projects as Klaus, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and even Disney's Disenchanted. Chat, please give the warmest welcome you can muster to our new mentor, Christian Maymó. Please leave your hellos, cute little stickers, and everything you can in the chat to show how excited you are. So, Christian, first of all, hello. We're very happy to have you here. It's very nice to see you on the stream today and having the workshop like this. Would you like to share something about yourself as an introduction for all these people who are meeting you for the first time?
Thank you, Kata, for this warm welcome. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm Christian. I'm a professional cleanup artist for more than 7 years now. And well, I started my animation journey like 10 years ago. So, well, it's been quite a ride, but there's still plenty of work to do yet. I'm Spanish. I'm from the sunny island Mallorca, if anybody knows. And a little about me. I studied fine arts in Valencia, in Spain. So I'm not from an animation school like itself. So I have a fine art background. And uh, it helped me a lot to get the hand, you know. At the first I struggled a lot, but then I focused my career on animation, and I ended up in cleanup. And for me this is like my dream come true, to do this, to work on this job. So I'm very grateful for all what I have been through. And I don't know, personal stuff. I like video games a lot. I'm a geeky, uh, how some people say. And also animation movies, of course. I grew up watching them, as many of you, I guess, or most of us. So, I don't know. I don't know what
No,
else
you
to
gave a
say.
perfect introduction. If you
Um,
feel that it's what you want to share, this is great.
yes, I mean, if you have any specific question, please don't hesitate to ask. But I hope you have some fun here watching the process I'm going through when working on a scene. Of course, uh, studio and professional scenes we can share because of NDAs and the yes, because of NDAs, we don't own the rights to have the file, but we will go through a scene of one of our students in the school, rough animated, and we are going to see, or to show a little bit the process of the cleanup artist, uh, everything we are thinking, because cleanup is not just tracing the nice lines. I mean, it's a part of it, but we also have to put a model, compare the drawings, the animation, follow the intention, everything. So there's a lot more happening in this stage, and I'm going to try to show you the most I can in the limited time we have, and I hope you enjoy it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for giving us such an in-depth introduction on yourself and what we're going to do today. I wanted to thank you again for giving us this opportunity to watch your work, being a part of this live demo, and in general, just joining us today. So I could see the chat is very excited. I see a bunch of hellos. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for being so sweet and attentive today. I appreciate that a lot. And I also think that you would love to take a look at Christian's demo reel. We've seen it a little bit before, but who minds looking at it? Such good animation again. Chat, be sure to have your eyes peeled right now on the screen so you can get a little bit more inspired by what you're going to see. And Vitali, if you can, please turn on the animation reel once more.
Let's load up.
Oh, no. You don't get off that easy. Let me hear it again.
No.
Come on, just a snicker or a chuckle, just a giggle.
Keep it up. See what happens.
All right, I'll stop. Say, have you heard the one about the one-legged man who walks into a bar?
Ran out of teams to play for?
All I know is a computer dude kidnapped my son, and I have to play basketball to get him back. His name is Algorithm.
Did you say?
Winter, I say winter is coming!
Come on, Lola. This is our big chance. This is LeBron James. How you doing here, Rabbit? Say, we need a couple of guys to win a basketball game.
Hold up, you want these guys?
Ooh, you got baggage, lady. I can relate. You must...
You Vulgarians have no understanding of real music. Can't hear you over the sound of my beautiful music!
Legend has it that Hermes created an object with the power of the gods, which controlled magic. The emerald... Weird?
Did it by any chance include a giant hole?
Oh, Edward, the wishing wand. She must have used it.
But what could she have possibly wished for that would have done all this? I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, this demo reel was amazing. It's really interesting to see some of the movies I watched when I was younger and now having this like more in-depth look and some of the progresses on the shot. So hopefully you feel just as excited as I am. Before we jump into the live demo itself, let me give you a couple of reminders, my dear and lovely chat. First of all, that some of you already using the privilege of writing nice messages in the chat, but you can also ask us questions. They have several rules you have to abide by, so I would actually ask them out loud. They have to be mindful and polite. They have to be about animation in general. And of course, they need to have the word question in all caps before you actually type the question out. That's more a request from me personally, because I have so much stuff open. I just might miss it as, you know, some message between the people who are just talking to each other in the chat, because that sometimes happens. And one more disclaimer, I might not voice your question right away, but that's absolutely fine. That is probably the reason for it, that I'm looking for a better place to ask it. Maybe give it a little bit more attention, a little bit more time. Maybe it's so good and juicy, we'll need to spend like 5-6 minutes talking, and I want to keep the flow going. So sometimes I might ask it right away. Sometimes I might keep it for a little while later, but that just means that question was really, really good, and you're gonna get, you know, a full answer to that. But overall, I think I gave all of the disclaimers I needed to give. Reminding you again that our courses is starting in February 2025. So you have enough time to check everything you want about the school, maybe join our Discord server to participate in some activities and get yourself used to our schoolyard. And in general, yeah, you can just go. Link down is in the description. As I usually say, thankfully, YouTube already has a feature of stopping live streams. So you don't even have to wait till the very end, being afraid that you'll miss something here. You can just put us on pause, check it out, sign up for the next course, and come back to us. And we'll be happy to be here and wait for you. So that's it. I think I've shared everything I needed to share. Now, Christian, I'm giving you the mic. You can share your screen. And of course, as soon as you do that, I want to spend a couple of minutes just giving a quick introduction of what we're going to see today. You gave us a little bit like of a teaser that you're going to clean up a work of one of our students. But if there's anything more you'd like to add before jumping straight into showing us the demonstration, I'd appreciate it very much.
Okay, cool. Yes, we are working with this of our student Yana Musnikova, who did a nice rough animation here of this character from Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. So, talking about the process, right? Or how do we start working with a scene like this? Normally in production, you know, in a studio, you would have like a model sheet of the character with all the reference. Also, the animation would have animation charts. So this is like the very essential tools for us as cleanup artists are, model sheets and charts are our best friends, you know. So our task is to take this beautiful rough animation we get from the rough animator and translate it into the final line we actually see on screen. How is the whole process of it, right? So there's of course here I had to like collect my own reference according from the final movie, because I didn't have access to the model sheet. So what I did was to try to get a screen capture for poses that were similar to the ones that were in the rough animation, so I could get closer to the final look, but applying those choices and that design in the final animation. As we see, it's pretty close. So I guess Yana took the right reference for doing his rough, but we can always push a little bit further and go closer to the final movie reference we have. Also for the hands too, because these were a bit rough. So, also in rough animation, there's also a lot of thinking process. There is a lot of technical stuff happening here about timing, you know, the number of drawings the rough animation needs to express their animation. So it's hard enough. So we took it from here, and now it's our job to improve it if possible, not the contrary, right? Always try to do it better. So as this is a limited time live demo, I did already some drawings to speed up the process and to see, for example, the changes I did regarding the rough we had. Okay, so first of all, we look at the animation, and then we need to put it closer to model, I would say. So this is the tie-down pass. Sometimes the tie-down is done by the animator itself, but sometimes you may see, or maybe in productions, that there is a special person for tie-down animation before going to cleanup, or cleanup is responsible for tie-down and the final line. So in this case, this is my tie-down approach of, for example, the first frame we have, this first pose. this one here. So looking at this reference I had here from the movie, and well, some also full body reference I took that I didn't import here. I did this version. So if you can.
Ooh, I can actually see the differences. Yeah.
So there's actually, I always try to respect the staging, the pose of the character. So mostly the outline is practically on the same spot that the rough animator, but well, I try to keep the proportions I saw on the reference movie. Of course, every shot is different from another, so it's very difficult to keep like always the same character, but well, it's difficult, but it's our job. So we'll try to do this that way. So I made a little bit more detail on the hands, the proportions of the arm. The overall chest is in the same place, but trying to follow the design of the character. Also here, I pushed a little bit more the mouth. This is a very delicate zone because eyes, face, hands are very important zones of the drawing. So unless you are very like confident that you can keep the feeling and the intention of the animation, I really recommend not to change the position of the eyes, face, expression, hands from the rough. So, but well, I just try to keep that design here. Also here, the flow of the lines a little bit, well, I don't know if it's right or not. It's my take on this pose. So I did a couple of keys here just to share with you. So for example, we have to flip a lot. Cleanup is not tracing plainly where are the lines and everything. So we need to flip and see what's happening. For example, here, I don't know if you can see it. Okay. So here, I understand that the character is leaning towards, no, is doing the anticipation. Before moving forward, he's leaning back, and his the weight of him is going a little bit this way here. Sorry. Brush. So it's going a little bit here. So we try to make this visible in the final version. You see, it's very subtle, but with this little change here, it was a bit confusing in this part here. So we are pushing towards this part here and changing all the axes of the character. He's rotating. Now we see him more from the front. So we need to make that visible, that is changing the whole perspective of the character, and always trying to make those masses of muscles to be mostly the same between one drawing and the other. We try to keep them consistent, and that's one of our most valuable tasks in cleanup is to be consistent and to keep all those yes, the mass, the shapes, to keep them consistent. Sorry, I don't know
Yeah,
how
in
best
check.
to say it.
No,
So
I understand. Yes.
Also
For
here we
me, it was
see,
like the hidden beast. You know, everything seems so simple, and then you try to keep the character consistent, and it just wobbles away. So it is very important.
so yeah, same here. I try to keep the expression, the position of the whole head, but trying to put it a bit closer to the movie reference from here, but of course changing the eyes and the mouth according to our rough reference here. So it looks like everything is in place, but actually there's a lot of changes here. So also, well, this is now as maybe this is too technical or overthinking, but we really need to know what is happening. So if he's leaning back and he's going to advance forward, the knee is going up, and in this kind of clothes, my guess is that I should mark this to favor this whole new movement. So this is new lines that, well, for me, were needed to do in this case. Again, this is not my character; it's all my guess. So, but well, it's to understand how my mental process was here. Also here, so he's making he's landing his feet here. We also need to look at the rough like this and look and see what's happening. No, so we see how he lands his feet, sorry. And here was happening something that in play, it looks like okay, but then in cleanup, we may need to fix all this part. And yeah, I understand this is so heavy that is like
He's like weight, the center of gravity is pushed back, so he's like kind of.
yeah. So he's raising his rear part of the foot here, and then he lands it. He lands again. So this was a part that I had to look at a lot and see how to fix that. You see, I had to move all this foot a little bit upstairs in order to make it land here, make it solid, and then go again up and land in a space that could be probably more logical for this foot to land according to this pose and this other one. So it doesn't slide in the ground. That's why I needed these partials here to understand and how I could fix that movement. But I'm not going through every drawing, but you will see there's a lot of well, there's a lot we can change here. This is probably not right from my side, but these shapes were so complex that I just tried to make a more natural overall shape for this hand to be easily understood for the movement. And well, when I was looking at the in-betweens and how the movement was, I think if we ever finish this animation, this could be right also for this kind of drawing here. And same these are very complex position of hands, so I try to do them before this slide there. And well, also this last pose is like how he finishes all his movement. We can see it's very right. It's very correct, this pose, but we can push it a little bit. We can make the lines flow a little bit more according to the pose. So he's mostly like in a contrapposto pose, you see? So if his hip is like this, no, he's more like this, the pose. So I tried to keep that in the final pose, like the flow of all the shapes here, push a little bit this foot forward and make this more stable. So the center of gravity, we have it here, and it's a bit more, yes, stable with flow pose, this one. But again, maybe the character designer of this character would think differently for this pose. I don't know. Also, the hands were getting a bit too off to hold the weight of the box, so I just did this version here. But again, all these changes, we have to be consistent with everything we change. So it may be more difficult for me than if I change this too much, then I will have to keep all my new choices between the rest of the drawings. So, well, this is what I did. Now, as we don't have many time, I'm going to do a new pose between those I already have. So you can see me how I approach this tie down, and then I'm going to do the actual final line. So you can see also how I work in general for the projects I work on.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Well, I'm not explaining anything about the workspace, but this is Toon Boom. Well, I learned with this software, and I'm comfortable using this. Again, you can use any software you want. There might be free softwares, some ones that you need to pay, like this one. But we are really going to see the drawing process that you really can do in any of them. And then I will be using tools that we only have here. So, well, it's up to everybody how to do their cleanup. So I'm going to do this one, for example, here. So what I'm doing first is to flip a lot. I'm going to turn off my drawing. I'm going to flip and learn what is happening here. Okay, so this is a pose, a key, extreme to this side. And then he recovers and goes back to the last pose. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn off the reference a little bit. So I like to start with the face, because the face gives me a lot of information about the expression and well, it's one of the most important parts of a character, face and hands. These ones are the most important. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to copy and have it closer for reference. Also, I will see if I have a front view. I don't have, well, this is looking down, but could also work as front view. Okay. So I'm going to flip a lot between this pose and this one to make sure I keep the same volume overall of the head.
Perfect. And I already see some questions popping up in the chat. We'll wait for a couple of more so we can have a little part where we talk more and a part where we get to see Christian actually work. But this so far looks very, very interesting. For me, cleanup feels very underappreciated, even though it's very highly skilled and you still have to do a lot of these like micro decisions that basically make or break the whole thing. It's really cool. For me, when I remember when I went through the traditional animation courses with Edward, I think, well, like 2 years ago when I only started, it was a big revelation for me how much these little changes can actually affect the animation as a whole. Specifically, for example, with the feet. He, especially during the first course where you get to study the basics and the fundamentals, we had a big kind of moment of attention focused on keeping feet. As you know, if it's the character standing and putting weight on that foot, it's not going to move, not even like a little inch. And you have to be very, very careful and important with that. Otherwise, it will feel like it's sliding around. And I feel that cleanup is made of all of these like little but very, very important decisions that basically just make us feel, the physics and the right emotions of it. And yeah, F&B Animation says that the simplest things are always the hardest. I agree completely. We think they're the simplest ones because we don't pay enough attention to them, and turns out they're very, very hard. Loopy Arts also says cleanup needs more appreciation, and I completely agree.
Yes,
See another question.
It's a bit. It's not the first thing it comes to your mind when you see the actual final footage of a movie, no? The cleanup work. You don't know really how different from the original animation it is, no? How much time did they had to do all those changes? It's a beautiful thing. I mean, when you see the final product finished, it's like fulfilling,
Yeah,
to be
completely.
able to say, hey, those are actually my drawings, So thank you. Thank you. If you like it, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I had like a thought I've seen, like read a couple of weeks ago, that actually the cleanup artists are the only ones who can actually brag about their drawings being on the screen, because the rough animators, they do send the work in, but it's the cleanup artist who brings that final polish and gives it the color, like to the coloring department and everything, and that's their drawings that you're able to see in the final product. which I find really cool.
Yeah, but there are also rough animators that their work is like awesome. It's just like, come on, can we just paint their drawings out?
Just over.
Like there's nothing to do here, please.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we got an interesting question from Loopy Arts. And the question is, when you're doing cleanup, what do you think is the most important thing to clean up first? You've mentioned the face, the eyes being a very important focal point, but maybe there's anything else. And also, is it difficult to keep the spirit of the rough animation while cleaning up?
Yes, of course. So it's actually a matter of to understand what it's better for you to do first. For me, as I said, I really try to go to the head, the face, to get the expression of that frame, and well, the hands, but the hands are not something I do first. It's most at the end. I really want to get the whole flow, the whole attitude of that drawing. But I usually start and keep working first on the face. And the second question, sorry.
And the second question was, is it difficult to keep the spirit of the rough animation while doing the cleanup?
No, of course, it's very difficult because sometimes, well, here you see, I'm actually like drawing like it would be the tie down, and probably as cleanup artist, you may get a drawing like this, you know, and you have to do the cleanup of this one. So there is something on the drawing lines that they feel very organic or feel very beautiful, but then when you do the actual final super polished cleanup line, you may lose sometimes this drawing look. So when we go through the final line cleanup that I will do of one of these drawings, you will see it takes actually a lot of time, even if is that clean, I would say, the tie down or the rough animation, because it loses that feeling of drawing, you know. So yes, it's difficult, but well, it's our job, and we do our best to keep that feeling. And well, with time and experience, it will be easier for you to know how to keep it.
Yeah, we have some additional comments. And Loopy Art says that animation and film and television production is such a big team effort and that needs to be appreciated more often. Yeah, I completely agree. And also a message from Leonardo. Hi, Kata and Christian. Thank you for sharing. Cleanup is very important. Nothing in the animation process is worth showing until it's cleaned up. Yeah, it looks a lot better when it's cleaned up too. We also have a bit more questions. I would like to go in a non-chronological way, but I've put them all into my little notebook. So those who have asked the questions and I didn't voice them out yet, don't worry. I wanted to have a quick question from What a Guy. And the question is, what is your opinion on using stabilization tools when doing cleanup?
Like
Stabilizing your strokes and stuff. Yeah, smoothing.
Smoothing tools, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you will you will really see more the cleanup result when we go to that. But yeah, sure. I mean, well, actually, for this drawing brush, I have the smoothing on 0. So because I really needed to follow my trace, you know, I like it more for this stage of the drawing. I prefer not to have a smoothness here, but when we go to the cleanup final line, of course, smoothing will help you a lot, but you also need to control it very well, because sometimes that curve may lose, I don't know
Some of
how
the
to say
liveliness.
this. Probably a smooth curve here would be good, but if you are very picky, this curve here is not a curve like this only. It's a mix of a curve here, and then it curves the other way a little bit here to keep the flow of the shape. So probably if you do all this curve here with the smooth, you may lose it, and it will go more like a straight line and all that. So well, everyone will have their own way to approach a drawing, and I guess everything is right as long as the final result is okay. You know, if then everything is consistent, the all the in-betweens, all the drawings are working fine. So it really doesn't matter how you got to that result, as long as is good, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's the result that matters most. So basically, use it, but use it with caution, because you can lose a lot of those little subtle things that your brain still, picks up, even if subconsciously. So yeah, I completely agree. Actually, while we're here, and you've mentioned that this is a format of you kind of showing how you give feedback and in general how you work, I wanted to have a little segue while we're all here. I wanted to remind you again, but that we not only share our knowledge out in the open here on the YouTube channel, but we also offer very high quality feedback focused courses on traditional animation, on cleanup, visual development, cutout animation, and even the creation of a whole short film. Our latest graduation film has been released just a couple of days ago, so you can also, once the stream is over, go check it out on our YouTube channel. So if you thought about maybe starting your animation journey, taking that exciting first step, or maybe perfect an existing craft of yours that you have been honing and developing for quite some time and you need that extra boost, you are, in the best place possible to do that. Thankfully, online courses offer a lot of flexibility in terms of your time and space, so you can, do it in your own rhythm and on your own, timeline. And getting personalized feedback for me personally was very, very important because it allows to tackle your specific issues and hone on the things you're really good at. So you basically excel in your own way and basically the way your heart desires. So the link is down in the description, and actually it's been posted in the chat as well. So you can check out the courses. Right now, they start in February 2025. So you have enough time to check everything out, consider what specific course you want to join, whether it's cleanup, traditional animation. I'm not going to list everything over again. You've heard me. You can go and check it out now. And as I said in the beginning, thankfully, the stream can be stopped at any time you want. So if you want to take a little break, check out the courses, maybe get yourself like a little beverage to drink, you can do that as well. Come back, we will be, of course, waiting for you here as well. And well, if you're watching this in a recording, then there should be nothing to stop you from doing that anyways. So thankfully, we'll get to see you in the school and in the classes. And yeah, segue over. And we actually have a couple of questions from Ilaria, and they're very cool. I wanted to have a little special kind of place for them. Also, I'm not going to ask them in a chronological way. First, what I wanted to ask is what kind of daily drawing exercises you find useful to get used to following characters to the model shaped and understanding their volumes. Do you do anything specific, and can you share it with us? Thank you.
Well, yes, I mean, when you are in a project in a studio, every time you will have to get used to different characters, you know, and usually it's in a very little time. You need to get too used to them and draw them on model like at the first day you start at the studio. We are not machines, so and everyone has their own learning process. But I really encourage you to. I mean, whenever I start in a new production, I just keep outside my work hours to keep drawing and practicing this character to trace it, like, you know, for example, I did in one of these faces, I actually traced this face. Imagine this is the model sheet or the right reference. So I trace it like it is, I put it on the side, and then I try to replicate it like on my own from this position, and try to keep that character, the flow, and trying to guess how they reach this final reference, you know? So it's a lot of practicing, trying to get the shapes, the general shapes they have here. For example, this square here, you know, this squarish volume we have here, but there's not like a universal way or path. It is a lot of personal work, and I don't want to promote working extra hours or overtime, but if you want to get better at knowing that character, you just have to put more of your time until you are comfortable with that. And there's nothing else to do than giving time and practicing it until it feels right.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think on the last stream where we had Ksenia Zemtsova share a couple of her personal insights on the line of action, we came up with a funny way of kind of giving like a metaphor that when you are meeting someone for the first time, you feel that they're more unpredictable. You don't know them very well, but then as soon like you become closer and closer with that person, you become friends. You understand all of the little details that make that friend who they are. And I feel the characters and their kind of specific models and how they look can be kind of allegory the same way. The more you spend time with that character, the more you understand how they move, their volumes and everything, the more you'll be able to kind of pick up all of these little nuances that make them who they are. So I think, yeah, it's a lot of the times it's just how much you spend time with them. So hopefully we answered your question. And Ilaria sent a question like, do you recommend copying scenes from animated movies to understand line work and timing spacing? So I would say that was also kind of an answer to both of the questions at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you what you if what you want is to practice your cleanup line, of course. I mean, if I was talking to my younger self, I would say yes. Take scenes from movies you want, from movies you like, and well, try to put them no here like the rough animation, and train your hand, your trace, right, and until you are more comfortable with your cleanup tool you are using. Some people use more well, like this kind of brush, more organic. It really depends a lot on the art direction of the project, and there's also this kind of cleanup line, more of TV series, like very precise and thick line. So practice a lot your drawing, and try to replicate those styles. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good as long as you feel you are learning from that. But there's nothing more powerful than practicing the tough way that is changing and applying something into closer to another reference or another model. This is very, very essential skill for us as cleanup artists, because it's not only about the line, it's also about being consistent with all those changes too. So if you can practice that, I would really encourage you. For
Thank
example,
you for
here,
the in-depth answer.
for example, here, this is a very complex roundy shape about the forearm or the arm. What is it? Forearm, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
I'm bad at naming body parts.
I I copy that shape and paste it here. So what I'm going to do is to leave it here as reference, and well, specifically in Toon Boom, as these are vector drawings, I can select the lines individually, and I can modify these ones, even it is not final cleanup. But for my tie down, I really try to keep the consistency of the shapes in the rough, in this tie down drawing. So I try to, well, I use this to save some time and to keep this overall shape here. For example, in this hand. You will develop your own tricks once you get used to your own, once you discover your own workflow, maybe there's another one that suits you best. So everybody will get their own way of doing things.
Thank you. That was a very cool, in-depth answer. We have a couple of more, but I think we can have a little break. I can read some of the comments. First of all, What a Guy and Ilaria said thank you for giving the answers on their questions. Loopy Art says that 101 Dalmatians is an example of a rough drawings being included in the final animation. Yeah, they have that feeling to it. And also, I think there was in Wolfwalkers, I think they did a similar trick. A lot of the people and a lot of like civilized society was drawn and cleaned up into this like very precise and pristine style that didn't have a lot of rough around the edges. But when the main character, I'm not it's not a spoiler. The movie has been out for quite some time, but that's like the main crux of the story. Turns to the more wild side that is afforded to them. All of the drawings of the wolves and how they feel and sense the world around them turns into this rough animation that has all of the like a lot of the sketch lines into it, all of the like there's more jagged lines and stuff going over it. And I think that's a very interesting design choice that can be consciously implemented into when it becomes a wolfwalker basically. It could serve like a very important tool. So knowing when to double down and knowing when to step back, I think is also very, very important. Ooh, also another from Loopy Arts. The coolest thing about vectors is that they don't get pixelated when being shaped into different shapes. That is true.
Yes, that
I
is
love a victim of
right.
raster.
That's it. That is really what I like most of this kind of software is if at any time, imagine you finish your cleanup drawing and then whoever decides to, oh no, we have to put the camera here. So, and we need to zoom in on the scene. So we really need a bigger resolution to get at 100% the actual resolution you already draw. So it's like, oh no, I mean,
Oh no.
it's already on its max resolution, no? If I zoom in too much, it will get pixelated. So you have to redo all the drawing you just did. But if you are working in vectors, as they said, it saves you all this panic, and you just change the scene settings, the scene resolution, and it's all good.
Yeah, vector does have its very big advantages to cleaning up in raster. I wanted to give a thank you to the chat again for being so active and being so nice today. You've been asking a lot of very interesting and very clever questions that I think are very interesting to discuss. And so while we have this like quiet moment, I wanted to fill a little bit of the space and give an extra thank you for you participating today. Loopy Art says that I also have the Wolfwalker art book, and it's so interesting to learn behind the scenes and what changed in the production of the movie. Also love looking at the concept art in the book. I agree. Sometimes the process tells us a lot more of the decisions the artist has been making, even more than the final product. Sometimes the stuff, especially that the artists decide that they don't want to use, what they reject, is more telling of their kind of decision-making process than what they decide to kind of leave in. So yeah. Also from Loopy Arts, thank you, Christian, for answering my questions. We have a couple of more questions. I'll ask them in just a couple of more minutes. I will remind you again about the rules. Everyone has been following them to a T, but in case you just join us and want to ask a question, they have to be on topic about animation as a whole. cleanup or, traditional animation, the industry, but, keep it on topic. They have to be mindful, respectful. And as you've noticed, a lot of the questions have the word question posted before the question is typed out. That's a personal request from me, so I would be able to see it and not miss it. Sometimes it could be not in caps, but I see it. It's all good. Actually, while we're still here, I have a very interesting question from Leonardo Romero. Hey, Leonardo. He's asking, in the industry, Christian, how much time is considered normal to be spending on the cleanup of a character in one frame? Like how many characters or frames are expected to be delivered per day in 8 hours, for example? Obviously, it depends on the project, but
very, very important and tricky question. I mean, professionally, in production, they will always expect you as many drawings as possible. Usually, it won't even have the right schedule to deliver the scene. I mean, you will be always rushing, so there's not a nice answer for that. It really depends. It really depends a lot on the project, if you are working on a feature film. I don't want to say it is like this, but you probably can have more flexible time regarding a shot is more difficult than expected. It will take one more day. It's okay, but most of these times you will be working on a fast-paced environment. On everything needs to be done for the day before. So it will really depend a lot on your skill and how complex is the character. As you will see, I'm probably been an hour already with this. I don't know.
Yeah.
When we started like an hour ago, and I only got this just because I wanted to be very very accurate about my decisions for this demonstration, and the other drawings also took me a lot of time, but in production we really need to find any way, any tool that can help us to be faster. I don't know. I have been working on scenes that took me 2 hours to get one frame, to get one drawing in cleanup. For example, in feature films, they are usually more complex characters, and also depending on the scene you get, probably it's a more complex scene with camera movement, and you have to work on once, because if there is a camera move, in order to not having the drawing and the camera moving at a different pace, you have to make every frame drawing, and of course it takes you more time to finish a scene like this. In my demo reel, you saw, I think the first shot is one of Jesper running with a camera move.
Yeah.
This was a crazy shot, and I only worked on Jesper, not any other character. There was a lot of people working on that scene, and I was 3 to 4 weeks only working on Jesper, and I had more of my uh, of, of my team. I had 3 more people. I mean, for that shot, I was doing this thing, the tie down, to put this closer to model, and providing spot keys and some keys in final line. But of course, this was like very time consuming. So I had 3 more artists working at the same time with me on the cleanup. They were doing the final line of my tie down drawings while I was finishing still the tie down. So we were during 3 weeks, 4 people working at the same time on this shot only for one character. So just to give
I
you
feel
a
like a little
general
woozy.
view for this complex scene, you know.
Mm.
Of course, there will be easier shots also, and of course, I don't know, a close-up or a more still pose may take you 1-2 days of work, but there can be crazy scenes like this one that may take you a lot of time. I mean, if we didn't divide it that way, I don't know, if I had to do it alone, I don't know how much time it would have taken me. I don't know, probably 3 months only to do that shot myself alone. No.
Yeah, probably.
So it's
With
also
the
very
amount of
important
stuff
to,
going on there.
yeah, so it's very important to, we are a teamwork, you know. So if somebody is having issues with the scene or something, it's very important to tell it from the very beginning to the supervisor, to whoever is in charge, and say, hey, it's taking me too much time. Can we have something? There's anything we can do to help me with this shot or something? And better say this earlier than being the deadline or the review day and say, no, I don't have it ready because it took me too much time, you know? So it's better to realize that something is taking you too long, and try to find a solution between everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Loopy Arts says a very kind of accurate but funny thing. Just picking your battles to meet the deadline. Like that's just
Sure. I mean, the time will be your nemesis for this job. So try to fight it the best way you can, either asking for help or trying to find anything that can help you doing your work faster, you know, in the expected quality, of course, because then you have also to be careful to keep the quality of the work and the consistency, and sometimes it's not it doesn't go by the hand with the deadline you have. No, it's like, but I can have it like we need in these days. So you need to find your way to try to have in that time, because there's a lot of there's a lot of things happening in at the backstage. We don't know. Probably there is a client deadline that cannot be moved. There is a lot of money in risk, you know. So we really need to do what is possible to get it in the time we have.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, Leonardo, we answered your very interesting question. We got a pretty similar question from F&B Animation right before we started discussing it, which was like a reiteration of the first question. So hopefully we answered it as well. And it was good enough. We have a couple of more questions, but I think those can wait until the end of the demo because they're not specifically about what's going on the screen. So again, reminding you, you can ask us questions. And of course, giving everyone a quick recap that we've been here on this welcome workshop for those who haven't been here from the very beginning. Also, giving you a special little welcome. This is a kind of welcome party for the course for cleanup animation that's going to start on February 2025. The link is in the chat, so you can go and look through it. If you want to learn more, you can see the Mentors demo reel. You can see other courses we have available on traditional animation, cleanup, cutout animation, even creation of a short film, which is also very interesting, where we have a lot of different people from a lot of different departments come together and have this full pipeline from the beginning, the pitching session, up to the very end of compositing and publishing. So if you feel you want to start your animation journey, or if you want to continue doing it in the way you want to do it, I suggest checking out the courses. The link, of course, is in the description, so you can always check it out whenever you want to. Just giving these quick little segues between these good questions. Oh, happy to hear that, F&B Animation, that we answered your question. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them now. We've been going on for a strong 82 minutes. So not sure how much time we do have left. So feel free to use the opportunity that's given to you while everyone is still here. We're gathered. And, you know, of course, you can ask all of the questions you're interested in cleanup by signing up through the course. And then I think you'll have much more time to ask a lot more questions. Leonardo Romero answered, "Thank you for the answer, Christian. My question was a little bit just existential. I know that animation is tough and it takes time and effort, but I still love it." Me too.
But that's the important thing. If you love it, then well, you will get your way to go through all the ups and downs that will appear on your journey, and this is very important thing.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Okay, well, I need to hurry up a little bit because if not, I won't show any cleanup line here. How much time do we have?
I'm not sure how much energy you have left. We've been going on pretty strong.
Oh, well, no, I have energy.
Okay, then I'll basically orient to you and how much time you're willing to put in right now. And we have a couple of questions, but I want to ask them closer to the end. They're pretty interesting, but you know, we could do it after a live demo. But so far, it has been going very fun. Chat, if you're willing to, tell us a little bit more what animation software you're currently working in. Is there a specific field of animation you're very interested in? Just I want to listen a little bit from you as well. And of course, if you're watching this from a recording, I would love to read the comments afterwards. The question still stands the same. What software you prefer to use? What character actually you would love to clean up like this, and maybe some fun experiences of you animating as well, because is also very, very nice. But so far, all of the questions have been really, really good, really allowed us to dig in depth on the topics. So I really appreciate it a lot. You've been like A plus on the chat behavior today.
I will probably leave this unfinished because if not, but as you see, the arm, the whole arm, I feel, it's my opinion, that was getting a bit too long.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to shorten this up, to flip it with this, with the last pose.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to the rough animator if she's watching me destroying her rough animation. I'm sorry. Just trying to do my best here.
Oh, I don't think the animator minds. And as you always put it, you're looking at your job first, to what stuff you can improve and make more consistent. So if it's something that you want to change because you feel it would give a more consistent feel, then it's probably definitely worth, changing it. Ooh, Loopy Arts is saying that I'm currently still using Procreate and Procreate Dreams, and my biggest passion is animation. And honestly, I hope to animate characters like Robin from One Piece. Her arms animations are so cool. I haven't watched One Piece yet, but you should send me a DM with the character or on the Discord server. Also, let me use this time to talk a little bit more about the Discord server we have. Some of you might have found the workshop and the link for the registration through the Discord channel, but you can always join it if you haven't been there before. Usually we try to have practices twice a week. And one of the practices actually is live drawing. We take different, usually photos, because we meet online. So you're not really tied to a specific place to join us, maybe only to like a specific time. But we try to be as accommodating as possible. And we, for example, take different people moving or doing something. For example, a couple of weeks ago, we had a very cool reference of like a person getting scared by something and they straight fall on their back. And it's a very exaggerated movement that I thought I'd never seen in real life. It was very, very cartoonish, but it was very fun to replicate. So we try to have these like very short form figure drawing studies for you to basically get those practice hours in check, which we found are quite useful. I actually took some comparison screenshots from a year ago and now, and I could tell even going once a week for 2 hours doing stuff like this shows in very, very big differences that you don't notice going from week to week. But once you look back, you've noticed all of the work you did before. And I think that's one of the most satisfying feelings. Actually, I wanted to ask another question. It's from Ilaria again. Thank you for all of the questions you've been sending us. So, the question is, do you have to be a cleanup animator first if you want to do roughs in a production, or are these roles separated?
When you mean rough, you mean like this, or what I'm doing right now?
I think they mean meaning this. There was like a big understanding through a lot of the people that a lot of animators start through cleanup work and then move on to doing more like rough drawings and tie down stuff. So for you, actually, like the question is, do you have to be a cleanup animator first if you want to do roughs, or are the roles separated? And you can tell about your personal experience getting into this.
Well, it really depends, as I said, on the project. On very big productions, it may be they are looking specifically for tie-down animators, for what I'm doing right now, just to keep the animators doing more roughs and just delivering more work. To summarize, but it's not generally it's one of the phases, one of the steps of the cleanup artist task, to do this stage of putting a model, and then what I'm going to start right now is the final cleanup, yes, the actual final lining cleanup. So it will really depend on the production, but you need to master both techniques, both skills, because it will be your everyday job to do both things. Okay, so well, I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not very happy with this hand, but it was getting very long here, so I tried to extend it, to open this a little bit, so he kept the hands on top of the box. But I'm going to start the actual final line here for this drawing, for example. So how I approach now the final line. With Toon Boom, what I like is the vector tools. So I like to use the pencil tool. The brush, what I've been using, this one is texture, is more organic. Okay, so this is a brush stroke in vector. No, it never gets pixelated, not the same as the textured brush I used. But in order to save time and to make it just easier for the next one, because as I said, we are probably dividing the scene between a lot of people, I like to use the pencil tool. And I will show you why it's useful. But I try to keep doing the strokes like if I were drawing, because the pencil is like the vector tool of any other vector software. But doing so, I could like, you know, drawing a straight like this, you know, with vectors, but I tried to keep it like if it was drawn, to have a more natural drawing feeling at the end. So you see the vector allow us to do this. Sorry for not explaining this from the beginning. The good thing about the pencil is that it is a vector. So it's a single line, while the brush is like a surface of color. So if you said, oh, this stroke is too thick, then you have to go all these points and thin it, make it thinner to fix that. Now, if it was bitmap, you couldn't do that. You had to erase the whole line and do it from zero. But with the pencil tool, we can adjust it where we need. So it's a very precise tool, and it can help a lot when having to fix, for example, the thickness of the line. If for artistic reasons we need to make it thicker or thinner. So for me, this workflow helps me saving time, and in case we need any retake or anything, it's just easier for me to modify the length of the line with those little points here, instead of having to redo the whole line with the brush and place it on the right spot. But again, this is my way of approaching this. There might be people who have another different way, maybe more efficient. But well, this was the way I learned at Klaus, and I just got with this way of finishing the final cleanup. But I really encourage to find your best way to solve the shot you have here in front of you, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with this, you don't really need to take it perfect on the first stroke, your line, because then you can modify it a little bit and put it on place. This usually takes additional time when creating drawings from scratch, like I'm doing here. But for example, if you are working with breakdowns or in-betweens, and the key assistant or the spot keys already did all this work on one drawing that is very similar to yours, you can benefit of those lines, copy, paste them in your drawing, and modifying that a little bit so you have a different angle of that same line. You can have a different perspective and save you some time. So the thing here is at the beginning. The beginning you lose a bit more of time, but then it saves time for the rest.
And as you said, the result is the most important thing. So if the sum, of all of these actions in the end saves you more time by doing so deliberately and so thoroughly, then it's doing its purpose.
Yeah, exactly. I've been in productions that we even used a mix of these vector kind drawings, lines, and brush lines. But as I was usually doing the first drawings, the spot keys or keys, I just really kept doing them like this, so the next one could choose whether they wanted to use the brush or if they wanted to reuse my lines. So, well, it took me a little bit of more time and some extra hours, but I just wanted to keep the decision for the next one instead of obliging them to follow a brush stroke or whatever.
It's very considerate. Spoken like a true supervisor. Leading people, but letting them do their own choices.
Thank you. Well, for example, here you can do this thing instead of drawing, several times the line, which could feel natural, or the first thing I could think is to do like this, like if it was paper and you just do some traces a little bit thicker, but in order to keep it neat and clean, well, you have this option here with the pencil, and it's all the same stroke, so it may look a little bit I don't know, less natural, probably, someone would say, if they like more the pixel-based cleanup or lines. But sometimes what you are asked for is perfect lines, because maybe they will color them or they will treat them differently. So maybe this is the only way you can do your lines to keep everything working, so
Mhm.
and well, once everything is in play, you really don't see this feeling of perfect lines. I don't know, you can also texture them if you want. Here, for example, no, we can put this texture on the lines, and it just gives us a little bit of these
Yeah.
imperfections. So you have a right perfect line on place, but then you apply the texture you like the most, and it may get the same feeling as a line that would have taken you more time to trace it on this spot several times for several drawings in the traditional way. But again, it will also depend a lot on what the art direction is looking for and all that. So it doesn't really depends on us how it has to look at the end. We just try to replicate what they want us to do.
Very interesting process. We've been going at it for about like 100 minutes already. So I feel we can slowly draw to a close. It's not that I'm saying that you should stop, but if you're getting a bit more tired, I just wanted to put it out there that we've been going at it very strong for quite some time. So
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm a bit
no.
slow.
You have nothing to
Going-
apologize for. I'm interested. I'm having fun, and I think Chad is having fun as well. But putting too much of a strain also doesn't serve anyone. So
If somebody told you that cleanup was fast to do, they lied to you.
absolutely.
Cleanup takes a lot of time, and well, depending on the workflow, on the final look,
Mhm.
it will take you more or less time. So the more comfortable you get with a character, the faster you will have it, right? So, well,
Mhm.
I didn't have much time to meet this character, but
Mhm.
of course, the more you practice it, the faster you get the result you want.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Well, you tell me when to stop. I just will keep working on it and answering any questions that may come up.
For sure. Then let's use this opportunity to give the last warning for all of the questions that haven't been asked. This is the perfect time to ask them because I think I will slowly round up our demo in the next 15 minutes because we've been going at it very strong for a while. And I think all of us need rest at the end of the day and for the upcoming weekend. We do have one question I have already saved from Ilaria again. So the question goes like this. It's more general on the art journey as a whole. When you were studying art, what were some useful exercises for getting better at drawing? Like life drawing, drawing from photos, etc. Is there something specific you can?
Sure. Yes, in fine arts we had a lot of life drawing. The first course we have a statue drawing from Greek statues to place it on the surface we have as paper, because we were working on big papers from 1 meter and 70 centimeters. And we had to place that figure in that very big paper. So there was a lot of statue, hold poses from statues. But then on the second year, we had a lot of life drawing. The model was moving, no, they had to relax some muscles, and you had to keep that first image you started from to work on your paper and keep it in your head to continue your drawing, because if you just kept looking at the model, no, then you would have bones on a place that they shouldn't be because the model moved. So I would recommend a lot of live drawing, hands drawing. It's a cliche, but it's very important to know, because not everybody is comfortable drawing hands. So if you train your skill drawing hands, you will be you will be on the top, so you will be especially desirable if you know how to do hands. So I really encourage to anyone who want to study for that, to practice hands, anatomy, body language, because all that is then translated in our drawings. Even if we look at this and we think it's a simplified anatomy, but there's a lot of thinking before getting this pose, right? And maybe it could, of course, be better. It could be better placed, the muscles, the bones. But if you have a base of all that, then it will be easier for you to place it on your drawing.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. And we have one more question. People are adhering to my warnings about the course itself. Is it possible to use other software during the course? For example, Clip Studio Paint, TV Paint, Moho, etc.
Yes, I mean, for me, I wouldn't mind which software are you using. I will look at the final render, and if something is popping, if something is not consistent, then I will give you some notes and where to pay special attention, how can we fix it with some drawovers on top of your render. But it doesn't really matter how you get to that result or what software are you using. I'm not promoting any software. So even if you can find a free software, you are more than welcome. But I will only look at the render, at the consistency, and the final cleanup, not how you got to it.
Makes sense. So, as usual, the result, what matters most.
Exactly, and I think that's the key. Sometimes we are very closed to a specific software, and it shouldn't really matter what software is being used, as long as, of course, the next department can do their work properly.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. We have about 5 minutes left till the end of the live demo, and then I'm going to give a couple of closing words, just giving the chat and you, Christian, a little bit of a heads up.
Okay.
But overall, I hope that for you, if you're watching live or in the recording, that it was just as insightful for you as it was for me. I think watching live demos like these, tells a lot more than, any explanation would. Just having an opportunity to sit and watch. And even though Christian has been showcasing the live demo and talking and explaining a lot of concepts at the same time, I still think it's very close to, the actual, I mean, it is the actual thing. It's the cleanup is happening right now on our very eyes. But in general, yeah, I think still, even this free little workshop taught me some very important things I will be thinking about. Part of me makes me a little bit grateful that I get to sit and host because it makes me actively listen to what's happening on the screen. So I'm having the best time ever whenever I'm live, and I hope that's the same for you watching it from the other side, as you can say. Yeah, and Loopy Arts is saying, thank you for showing a demo of your process, Christian.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you for coming by, answering, asking any questions. I hope I helped you solve some of them. Well, I really hope I can see some of you in the course, and if not in the course, in any future project, of course.
I even got a question for myself. How do I feel about cleanup? What my experience with it? I worked on a couple of projects as a cleanup artist. I had some rough animation that was submitted to me, which I had to clean up. I cleaned it up in raster. So I actually had all of the difficulties that I could have been easily avoided if I worked in vector. And now, after this demo specifically, I kind of realized some of the stuff I've been doing that isn't quite as efficient. But overall, I really like cleanup as a position in the industry. I find it very satisfying personally. For me, I don't know, it feels just as exciting as do rough animation. And especially on the part of, tinkering with it, trying to make it better, look in the ways on how everything can be improved, be more solid, and be more consistent. It's something that I really resonate with. I'm not that good of a person when it comes to details, and I think work like this forces me to actually use my brain and actively, try be better at what I do. So I personally love it. But thank you. I appreciate that I got a little question. Everyone gets a question. About like a couple of more minutes before I think we'll be rolling into a close. I'll actually maybe start doing the first things before we close up. First of all, okay. I'll read the answer from Loopy Arts first. Thank you for answering the question. While I would love to be more on the rough animator side of things, I will also do my best to learn cleanup. That's the way, because you never know what you actually will, what will resonate with your heart until you actually try it. Maybe you'll feel that you want to do rough animation, but then you find yourself absolutely mesmerized by cleaning up animation and doing all of this. Ilaria also gives us, I wanted to thank you both for being so professional and for putting your time and effort into this demo. I hope you enjoy the Christmas time. Me too. No matter where you are, I hope you're going to have a very good rest of the year, that you'll have enough rest and enough, fun with the people who you love and who you're close to. In terms of animation school, we're not exactly going on vacation yet. We have a couple of very, very interesting workshops that are coming up. And this actually gives me an opportunity to segue into talking about the courses, because I can't talk about the courses enough. I went through most of them as well, so I have personal experience about talking with them. But again, if you wanted to start your animation journey, make that first step, or maybe improve something that you already have, you can always check the link in the description or in the pinned comment in the chat. We're always going to be here, even though we're closing in. You can always, rewind back to the beginning and hear me say that thankfully you can pause the stream and always come back to us when you have a better time for it. Our next batch of courses is starting on February 2025, including cleanup as well. So you have enough time to consider what you want to have for your Christmas present, maybe, and join one of our courses. We have courses on traditional 2D animation, where you get to learn the basics and more complicated stuff. Now we have cleanup. Well, you get to do this, all of this that was shown in the live demo. My brain is boiling a little bit. We have courses on visual development, on cutout animation, that is also in Toon Boom, because it's a very big batch of programs where you can do a lot of interesting things with animation. And also we have a course on the creation of a short film. Our last film, a tribute to the series Oban, Star Racers, has released, I think, this week, and it looks really, really cool. Animators went up and beyond, trying to have all of these ambitious ideas, and I've been just very proud to be connected to a school that has students who are willing to be so ambitious and creative like this. And what's interesting, if you study during the courses and you get the highest grades through all of the classes from grade 1 to grade 4, you get a little special present from us for your consistency, for your ability to push yourself forward and trying to reach new heights. As a last present from us for completing all of the courses as best as you can, we get to have a little graduation party. And the graduation party is a live stream where we get to gather in one big community, and we invite a professional from the industry to give feedback on your demo reels. I mean, if you're the one who isn't the graduation students. They come in, I host everything as usual. They come in and give some valuable insights you can learn from as well. I think it's very important to watch feedback, not only yours, but other people as well. You'll see maybe there's some systematic things people all do that need improvement on, and you can project that on yourself, or maybe hear some interesting ideas or new perspectives that you haven't considered before. So our next graduation stream is actually going to happen before the end of the year. So you have one more thing to look forward to before the year is finally over. And maybe if you decide to join us on your school journey, maybe I'll get to see you on the big screen right here, seeing your animations as well. So again, reminding you that the next batch of courses is starting in February 2025. So enough time to think about everything over and consider if you want to do that as well. If you want to learn more, links, again, in the description, as well as a link for the Discord channel. We have a little community that actually hit about 1,000 people recently, which is, I think, a pretty big milestone in terms of Discord communities, where we do regular practices, where you can connect with other artists and animators, share your drawings, and we even have a support section. So if there's some stuff you want to ask on, maybe how improve your specific animation, or maybe you have specific problems with the software, Toon Boom included, we have people who are ready to answer your questions and help with everything you might need help with. So a lot of resources you can pick up just for free, and a lot of stuff you can do to practice and hone your ability before you actually get to start the courses. So yeah, of course, as the chat says, if you have any questions, you can write in the comments below the stream. And again, if you're watching this, whether in live or in a recording, I want to say thank you for spending so much time with us and being here and paying attention. I wanted to thank the live chat for being so polite. It's not that you've never ever been not polite, but it's not a given, and I appreciate the atmosphere we're building here. And the questions were very clever and very interesting, and they really allowed us to go in depth. So I wanted to say thank you for that as well. And of course, I wanted to say the biggest thank you to Christian as well, who continues to work on the live demo for something for us to look at. I really appreciated your time. It was a big pleasure to just sit and watch you work. And hopefully we didn't ask too many questions and got you too distracted. But I think for a lot of people, this was the first kind of lifetime opportunity to interact with a professional like this. And I think it was very important, not only for me, but the people who are watching. And maybe some of the people who are here will get to join you on the course as well. So you'll get to know Christian even better.
Thank you so much. And yes, of course, I mean, this live demo, but it has a time, no, as everything. But of course, if you join our classes, I will try to dedicate all the time I can to you for feedback. Anything, please ask around, and I'll try to help you out with your cleanup journey, or with drawing solutions, whatever I can. Thank you so much for coming by here.
Yeah. Thank you. This is a very good outro. So now I think I'm going to give the final goodbyes. First of all, this was Kata, your favorite, and only host on Animation Club School's workshops and streams. I wanted to say thank you for our technical specialist, Vitaly, for giving us this support, for allowing us to have such a cool UI and looking so professional and keeping everything in check. And of course, I wanted to say thank you to Animation School Club for giving us an opportunity to meet here like this as a community. All of this coming together is so fun. So yeah, bye-bye, Kata and Christian. Take care. Thank you so much. You take care as well. And hopefully in February 2025, we'll get to see all of you in the classrooms. So see you next time when we get online.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Cleanup Animation course. My name is Christian Maymó, and I'm a professional to the cleanup artist and supervisor. Back in 2017, I started my cleanup journey as a trainee, just like you. Thanks to that cleanup training, not only I got to work at the Spa Studios on the 2D animated feature Klaus, but I also helped training the next batch of cleanup artists within the studio. Since then, I've worked on international projects for Disney, Warner Bros., Wizards of the Coast, and many more. The main goal of this course is to share with you the tools and workflow I learned from working on real and recent productions, so you will have an updated point of view of this noble craft that is cleanup. We will focus on practical assignments in order to improve your drawing skills, volume and line consistency, and most important, what I call the eye of cleanup, the ability to spot mistakes or anything we don't want to see in the final render. I really hope you can find this course useful, no matter whether you are a beginner or a seasoned artist who wants to get some extra feedback about their work. That's it for my presentation. See you in the course, and may the animation be with you.